Hey everyone, my name is Alex and welcome to a video where I'm going to be talking about the new Civ 6 update coming this month. This is the latest update in the new Frontiers Pass. It is the paid content, not the free content, so I just thought I'd clear that up early on. But what we are getting in this update is we're getting new civilizations and lots more content. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to sort of preview it. I'm going to talk about what we definitely know about this update, from kind of how many cities we're getting, what new content's coming, and I'm going to do some predictions for things we don't know. So I'm going to predict maybe what civilizations I'm expecting to come or are likely to come, sort of thing. So yeah, if you want to see lots more Civ content, by the way, including the current breakdown I'm doing on the secret societies, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I do lots of Civ content. I love talking about the historical aspects of it and just kind of talking with you guys and seeing what content you want me to make. So make sure you subscribe if you go on to enjoy this video. So to start off with, let's do the most interesting bits for me anyway, which is the new civilizations. Now we know for a fact that this update is going to bring 2 brand new civilizations to Civ 6. They're not Persona Pack leaders, they're not alternate leaders, these are brand new civilizations, which is obviously very, very exciting. And I think from memory, this is the last update in the new Frontiers Pass, which will actually bring 2 brand new civilizations instead of just one, so we need to really make the most of it. So I was talking with Robert over on my Twitter. You can go and follow it in a link down below if you want. And if you want to talk to me about Civ ideas. But I was talking to Robert over on there, and I think we generally came to a consensus of what sort of things we're expecting from these new civilizations. So we're definitely expecting, and I'm expecting possibly both, but we're expecting at least one new Asian civilization in this game. And the reason we're expecting at least one of these civs to be Asian is because we've already had the Americas sort of ticked off for now with the Maya and Gran Colombia. I guess there could be a North American tribe or something, but I feel like that could be later down the line. So for now, we'll sort of say we've got the Americas ticked off there. We've had an Ethiopian civilization. We've had an African civilization even with Ethiopia. So I don't see the next update being more African civs. And obviously Europe already has a ton of civs. So it just makes sense that at least one of these is going to be an Asian civilization, and I would be very, very surprised if at least one of these wasn't. I think I've been saying that for ages, so I think I've been quite consistent there. As for the other civilization, if they're not both Asian, I'd probably guess Europe. I'd probably guess that it'd be a European civ, and I think me and Robert sort of agreed on these things. So who could these civilizations be? Well, for an Asian civ, I think Vietnam's a good bet. Somebody left in the comment section of what I think it was a community post a while ago, and they said that there's been some talk about Vietnam being in the game, so I didn't see that for myself, but apparently Vietnam is very likely to come, so Vietnam's a good bet. And I'd also like to see some civ like the Mughal Empire. The Mughal Empire was sort of a civilization based within India, and I think India, just to be kind of categorized as one civ, is not doing its whole history justice, so I'd love to see somebody like that. And if there's a European civ, I mean, I'll just say Portugal, because everybody loves Portugal, but Portugal would be a really cool bet. You could do all kinds of things with that, and it'd definitely work. I think, I can't remember who it was now. It was the Marquis of something, anyway. But there's definitely one Portuguese leader that would work very, very well with Gathering Storm. I'll try and remember to put it on the screen somewhere, but I probably won't. So moving on, now we've discussed the new civs. What we do know is that some other content coming in this expansion pack is going to be a new game mode. Now, new game modes, I think they've been an absolute revelation so far in the new Frontiers Pass. When they first came out, I was unsure, but having the success of the Secret Societies game mode in the last pass was brilliant. I absolutely loved it. It's something I would continue to play with probably in most games going forward. And as I said, I'm kind of playing through them all for YouTube purposes at the moment. But what we know about this game mode is that it's going to require either Rise and Fall or Gathering Storm. So, maybe put that in your brains, because that could be useful. And one thing I remember seeing on Twitter a while ago is that they are making the game modes going forward more historical based. So Like previous game modes, we had the Apocalypse game mode, which was obviously crazy death, meteors, global warming on steroids, which is kind of, I mean, some people would argue it's very likely, but as it is right now, it's not a thing. And also vampires, things like that. So we're moving sort of away from the fantasy and possibilities of crazy global warming and natural disasters going forward to more historical based things, from what I understood from one of the devs on Twitter. So I'm very excited to see what this new game mode does, because if it's more based on the core mechanics of Civ and really focuses in on historical elements, I think I'm going to absolutely love that, and that's what I'm expecting from what I've seen from the devs. Other things we know we're getting in this expansion pack is some new world wonders. I mean, leave yours in the comments below, because I just couldn't think of any off the top of my head, but I'm sure they'll be exciting. So let me know, what do you think is going to be there to accompany Stonehenge and all that stuff? Can you think of any brand new ones they've not had in Civ before? I'll get back to you. That would be really immense if you could think of some of those. And something which could be underplayed by some people, but which I think is pretty exciting, is there's going to be a new map. Now, maps, you know, I'm kind of a bit of a nerd, so I like a good map. And I was kind of thinking, what kind of maps could they actually still bring to Civ 6? I tend to just kind of play on random maps in Civ 6, but I do like maps if they're interesting. So a few ideas I had for other maps they could bring. I don't think there's just an America or a North America map in Civ 6. I could be wrong, but I remember when I tried to do it on World Builder, because I was trying to plan out some weird scenario. I don't think there is actually an America or North America map there. So if there's not one of them, it'd be really cool if they could add that. I'd also think it'd be immense if they could get really creative. So perhaps you could have just a map which is a really enlarged version of the United Kingdom. That'd be exciting. Or an enlarged version of a state like Texas, or any other country or state in the world that's interesting. So let's pick an extreme climate of a country. So for example, Russia in Civ 6. You know, you're going to get a lot of tundra, stuff like that. If you were to play as a different Civ on an enlarged Russia, I mean, Russia doesn't need enlarging, it's massive, but if you were to play as kind of within Russia's territory, you would have to beat them in their territory with their bonuses, and it'd be like beating another Civ in its backyard, and I think it'd be a really, really cool challenge, because obviously certain Civs certainly thrive in certain terrains, so it'd be cool to really push players to play against their terrain sort of thing. I hope that makes sense. And the final idea I had for possible maps would be like true start location historic maps. Now, I don't know how exactly this would work, but obviously the landscape of countries throughout history has changed. So it'd be really cool if we could like have a medieval Europe map, and maybe you start with 3 settlers, and I don't know, but maybe maps which focus on historical periods, and maybe also have like different aesthetics depending on whenabouts they are based in history. So if you had a medieval map, maybe all the cities, all the writing on the map, all that just stuff could be designed with a more medieval theme. Okay, so that is it for this video. I just wanted to talk you through some of my thoughts and what I'm expecting from this new update. But what do you expect? What are you thinking is going to happen? What civs are we going to get, most importantly, because that's exciting. And obviously, what wonders are you expecting as well? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to chat to you down there about that. Thank you so much for watching this video today. To see another one of our Civ videos, why not check out the video in the box below. Also, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for plenty more Civ content. My name is Alex, and I will see you in another video soon.